Goodness me. I hope that works. Hello, everyone. Lovely to see you. You can tell we've been away for a few days because nothing's working here in the studio today. Honestly, I haven't been able to get the chat working either, which has been a real nightmare. I don't know what's happened. I left everything set up just as it was before we went away. You know, you can never plan for these things, but I hope you've all had a really good week. Thank you so much to everyone who came along and supported not just our broadcast last week. You had the instrumentals, you had that lovely sacred music broadcast, but of course those people, intrepid people who made all their way to the park there in Birkenhead for a brilliant, brilliant afternoon of singing, and you'll see more about that as we go through this morning. I'm just going to press the split screen button so we're not staring at some broken comments. I just hope everyone out there is having a good day. Now just bear with me, because as you can tell, it's not going desperately well from a tech point of view today, so let's check that everything's working. Okay, piano for the time being seems to work. Do I have the cathedral? I do. That's marvellous. Now I've just got some buttons to press. So we've got some lovely folk music today. Really cheery, uplifting stuff. So we've got Over the Hills and Far Away. I do like that one. Green Grow the Rashes, which we haven't had for a while. Lots of Cantelet today, everyone. Something which I sang a lot of last week, and some of you sang with me as well, The Miller of Dee. There's some great footage filmed by the banks of the River Dee. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Me standing there with the guitar, completely unable to remember the words. If you think I'm joking, I'm really not. Who knew that in order to film a music video, you needed to know the song really well? Anyway, Whiskey in the Jar. I know it's early. Going over the far-famed Kerry Mountains, and so on. So I was. The new one today is Widdicombe Fair. Fabulous song. Here it is. Tom Pierce, lend me your grey mare, all along down, along out, along Lee, for I will go into Widdicombe Fair with Bill Brewer, Jan Stewart, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, and so on. Old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. I don't know if you know this song. I've known it for years and years and years and years. First heard it on an album of children's music my dad bought for me. I must have been 8 years old, and I hadn't heard that song until I rediscovered the entire album on YouTube. It's a bit like discovering something that's been hidden away in the attic for decades, and you discover it, and it was just a wonderful moment of just joy. I was 8 years old again, listening to this brilliant album. The performer was a guy called Tim Hart, H-A-R-T, and he recorded lovely children's songs, clearly a folk singer, folk performer. And so I listened to this, and I was just transported back, as I say, to my parents' living room, 8 years old, listening to this fabulous song. Anyway, so you're going to really enjoy it today, everyone. And I'm sorry, those of you expecting a Halloween special, I kind of took the decision that we've done it the last few years, and I thought, well, let's just have something uplifting and cheery. And so in order to stop the demon creeping in here, knocking me out and taking over the show, I've been in the studio for the last few hours. The door is locked, and so I'm afraid there's going to be no demons, no Halloween stuff this year. I know many of you are disappointed, but I just thought, let's do something cheery and uplifting for a change. So there we are. Now, let me welcome everyone who's watching. So many of you watch our broadcasts later on, and so to all of you, particularly the 4,054 who have subscribed. Let me just double check that, because it might even have risen since we started. No, 4,056 subscribers who have joined Homechoir since we started in March of 2020. Thank you to all of you. Particular thanks to anyone who's joined us recently. Don't forget the thumbs up if you like what we do. If you aren't yet subscribed, well, consider hitting that red button, as it costs you absolutely nothing. Zero, zip, nada. Nothing at all, but what it does is it puts the biggest smile on my face, and it helps us towards our target of, well, you guessed it, 5,000 subscribers. So to all of you, Very, very warm welcome. Hello to everyone who's watching live but is not in the chat today. Particular hellos, as always, to Helene and Bill and Val in California. Lovely to see you. Hello to Sue and Tony and Sally and Annie and Maureen. Hello to Harry and June. Hello to Anne and Linda and Charlotte and Nikki and Val and Huyen and Katie out there in Thornbury. Special hellos today. Very, very good evening to Jeffrey and to Jane down under and to Gossip. And I'm afraid my chat is not working today, so I'm just going to say hello to everyone who is here in the live chat. I do hope you're having a good day. I'm going to try and log in a minute on my phone to catch up with the chat, but to all of you watching live and chatting away, a very, very good morning and lovely to see you. So we are going to start. How much time? Oh, I've only got a couple of moments. Make sure you've got a drink handy. Okay, I've got some water down here, and oddly enough, some coffee, which I don't remember making. Oh, that's quite bitter. But, you know, I'm never going to turn down free coffee, despite the fact I've been in this room on my own for the last few hours. Anyway, let's get started, shall we, everyone? It's a lovely opportunity to sing this Homechoir chord all together. It's a C9, because it's a cheery Homechoir special today. So you can sing a C, an E, a G, or if you're feeling particularly good and full of the joys of autumn or spring, if you're down under, you can put the D in at the top and we'll sing together. So nice deep breath, here we go. And a very, very good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our Homechoir this week. And we're back after a short break with a fantastic Folk Monday. We're learning today a gorgeous song called Widdicombe Fair. Lovely song about a horse and some men who borrow it to take it to the fair, and all ends well. Lovely, happy song. Then we're going to follow that with one of my absolute favourites, and I think the favourite of many of you watching, Over the Hills and Far Away. Before Green Grow the Rashes O. Now, I know there's Green Grow the Rushes O. This is Green Grow the Rashes O, which is a different song, different tune, but absolutely lovely. Then The Miller of D, which of course I sang quite a lot last week when we were up on the Wirral. We're then going to sing A Farmer's Boy, a really, really funky, funky song, which I put lots of distorted guitars to. Then Ray Vaughan Williams' rather sad and beautiful arrangement of The Turtle Dove, something to really contrast before Whiskey in the Jar wraps up your Folk Monday. So everyone, oh goodness me, I really shouldn't have much more of that coffee. It's very, very bitter indeed. Let me tell you what we got coming up on the channel over the next couple of days. Now, of course, the choral alphabet, well, it has been barreling along as we have grown in our ambition. We had Purcell last time. We had Offenbach before that. Well, oddly enough, finding composers who are out of copyright and whose names start with Q proved to be quite tricky. So we're going to sing a piece by Gerhard Jakob Quadflieg. Yes, he's a real composer. You can look him up. He wrote a really lovely piece for two voices called In Te Speravi, which I've recorded for you, and that will be our choral alphabet this week. And if you're thinking, gosh, doesn't he look kindly? Doesn't he look wise? That Jakob Quadflieg? Well, that's not him. There are no photographs that I could find at all anywhere of Gerhard Jakob Quadflieg. And so I put the composer, Gerhard Jakob Quadflieg, composing into Midjourney. And that's what Midjourney thought for me. I mean, who's to know? So that is our Wednesday Homechoir episode. And then on Fun Friday, well, I thought, as we're not having any silly Halloween stuff this year, I thought we'd have Tom Lehrer's An Irish Ballad along with Poisoning Pigeons in the Park, I Hold Your Hand in Mine Dear. Basically, a collection of Tom Lehrer's best, and if you want to look at it that way, his worst as well. I'm also going to do Lobachevsky live for those of you that particularly enjoy hearing me stumble over those particularly tricky words. So Fun Friday this week is going to be excellent, and in particular, this Tom Lehrer's Irish Ballad is going to put a huge smile on your face. And of course, we'll have a Sing Sunday this week, a packed week ahead, of course. Now, thank you to everyone who came along to sing with us last week when we went up to the Wirral. And indeed, as you can see from this photo here, we didn't stop at the Wirral. We actually went slightly further north after we finished singing up to a beach called Crosby, which is just north of Liverpool, where they have this wonderful art installation called Another Place by Anthony Gormley. And we had the most wonderful time on our trip. We're going to be editing that episode together. It's going to take a few weeks because it's a big, big episode. Lots and lots of filmings cut together. But huge thanks to everyone who made the effort and made the journey down to Birkenhead to sing with us in the park. It was a brilliant time and just huge thanks to all of you. And again, huge thanks to everyone who supports the channel. We're doing a lot at the moment with this current season, including, of course, the Jamie Hall Onata Lux, which you'll be hearing in just a few weeks' time, everyone. We've done a lot to raise money for charity. We've done a lot to support outside causes, but you folks have also done a huge amount to support us here at Homechoir. So to everyone who donates, whether it is a one-off or whether you support us every month, huge thanks to all of you. Every penny you send us goes back into making episodes of Homechoir so that we can be here for you. So if you like what we do and you want to buy us a coffee or support the channel in any way, please go to homechoir.org/donate, and thank you again. Now, remember, all of the details of what we've got coming up and more besides you can find in our essential weekly newsletter, which Anna works really, really hard on. She does a huge amount of work to make sure it's got everything you need in order to be a member of Homechoir and our wonderful community. So if you haven't already done so, go to homechoir.org, fill in the form there. It's under newsletter sign up, and you are done. Now, we were off last week, and as a result, we missed a few birthdays. So I've got lots of birthdays to sing for today. As you can see, Hilary, Gloria, Anne, Judith, Jane, Rona, and Faye all had their birthdays prior to this broadcast, and Brenda's birthday is today. So we're going to sing for all of you very, very shortly. But let's warm ourselves up a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, sorry about that, folks. Just going to roll our heads around. Quite tired, if I'm honest, after the last couple of weeks. Mozart Requiem with Choir of the Earth, up to the Wirral and back again. So my apologies for that, it's quite early. Just rolling our shoulders round. Sorry. Stretching these muscles out. I think I need some more of that horrible coffee. It's not very nice. Oh, but it is quite strong. So I'm hoping it'll wake me up as we stretch our shoulders and roll them round. Bring them up to our ears. And as we sigh, we're going to relax our shoulders completely. Ready? Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Let's do a bit of humming. Up and down the major third. Here we go. And again. Good. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, excellent job. Let's bring those birthdays back on screen. As you can see, we're going to sing happy birthday to, let's see if I can get this, Hilary, Gloria, Anne, Judith, Jane, Rona, Faye, and Brenda. There's no way we can fit that many names into our recording, so we're going to sing happy birthday to all of them. Are we ready? 1, 2, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, deep breath, dear and Judith, Jane, Rona, Faye, and Brenda. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more. Fabulous. So, to all of you, I was sorry if we missed your birthday last week. We hope you had a fantastic day. And to anyone who's celebrating their birthday today, in particular to Brenda, have a fantastic one. So, everyone, this first song today of our Folk Monday. I thought we'd start with the new song today because, as I say, it's a really uplifting song. I sang it as a child. I always loved it. It's always been in the back of my mind as one to do with Homechoir, but it wasn't until I rediscovered the album on YouTube that my dad bought for me that I had when I was a boy that I listened to. I thought, that's the song for Homechoir. Happy, cheery, all about a horse and some friends who borrow the horse to go to the fair. So you can't ask for more cheery and upbeat than that. None of this scary, spooky Halloween stuff like we've had in the last few years. So anyway, the song goes like this. It goes. We've got to have a West Country accent for this one because it's set in Devon. Tom Pierce, lend me your grey mare. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. Let's sing that together. Here we go. And Tom Pierce, lend me your grey mare. All along, down, we sing. For I want for to go to Widdicombe Fair. With me, and for I want for to go to Widdicombe Fair. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke. Over and over again with Bill Brewer, here we go. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, and then old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. So let's try one of those verses. From the very top, I really do need to have more of this coffee. I need to, do you know what I think the problem is because the clock's changed. I hate it when the clock's changed. It's just, it throws me out. And actually, the children are still in bed. They've got an inset day, so that doesn't help. Okay, this is how a song goes. From the top, here we go. Tom Pierce, lend me your grey mare. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. For I want for to go to Widdicombe Fair. With Bill Burr, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, Uncle Tom Cobley and all. Brilliant. And now there's quite a few verses to follow as we follow the story of the boys here and the grey mare. But as I say, it's all cheery stuff. So let's sing it from the top and just follow it along. It's the same tune for each of the verses. And I hope you enjoy it. Sorry. I promise to get more sleep next time. Okay, here we go. Widdicombe Fair for the first time. Tom Pierce, lend me your grey mare. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. For I want for to go to Widdicombe Fair. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. And when shall I see again my grey mare? All along, down, along, out, along Lee. By Friday soon or Saturday noon. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. So they harnessed and bridled the old grey mare. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. And off they drove to Widdicombe Fair. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. Then Friday came and Saturday noon. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. But Tom Pierce's old mare hath not trotted home. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. So Tom Pierce he got up to the top of the hill. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. And he seed his old mare a-making her will. With Bill Brewer, Jan Sturr, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. So Tom Pierce's old mare she took sick and died. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. And Tom he sat down on a stone and he cried, those aren't the words. What's happened? Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawke, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all. What? But this isn't the end of this shocking affair. All along, down, along, out, along Lee. Bill Brewer, Jan Stewart, Peter Getty, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hall, all our cool Tom Copley. All our cool Tom Copley.
Did you really think I'd miss Halloween? He drank the coffee. Where did he think it came from? I've been hiding in here for the last year. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Homechoir. Let's have a proper start to the show. None of this wholesome rubbish. Let's have a proper start. Let's have a nice little warm-up. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Oh, I can hear how delighted you are to see me. Well, I feel the same way. Exactly the same way. And why don't we have a proper start to the show? Here we go. Homechoir. Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, I was never going to miss this very, very special day of days, despite what he might think. He'll be snoring down on the floor for the rest of the show, whilst we finish off Widdicombe Fair, and quite the opposite of what he thought. It is actually quite a dark song with a ghostly end. Hence, we're going to sing it today. Following that, I've decided to put together a little top 10 of the best creepy choral pieces in the repertoire. Puns are afoot, ladies and gentlemen, so get your groans ready. Are you ready to groan? Oh, yes. Oh, I love the sound of your groans. You shall be groaning a great deal through the top 10 creepy choral pieces. And then we'll explore one of the pieces that we did last year, that marvellous Three Little Wraiths from Tomb. You remember the Three Little Wraiths from Tomb? Well, it's back because, well, I couldn't be bothered to do it again. And then we're going to have the Barcarolle. Now, he taught you the Barcarolle from the Tales of Hoffmann, which, frankly, I found distinctly disturbing. Oh, lovely night, a night... Blah. We've got a new version with new words written by yours truly. We've called it Oh Ghastly Night, and I can't wait to sing it for and with you, along with my partner in crime, Giulietta. Giulietta, yes. All right. Then we'll have the second half of the top 10 choral pieces before a piece written by him and his spawn called Ghost Bus, which I suppose fits in today. So everyone, let's carry on where we left off. I think the horse had died, and I think Tom was crying. So let's jump straight in, shall we, and finish off Widdicombe Fair. Here we go. This is the evil end. Enjoy, or should I say, endure. Here we go. When the wind whistles cold on the moor of the night, all along, down, along, out, along Lee, Tom Pierce's old mare doth appear ghastly white, with Bill Brewer, Jan Stewart, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawk, old Uncle Tom Copley, and all. Old Uncle Tom Copley and all. What a load of old Copleys, eh? And all the long night he heard skirling and groans, all along, down, along, out, along Lee, from Tom Pierce's old mare and her rattling bones, with Bill Brewer, Jan Stewart, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, only Whitten, Harry Hawk, old Uncle Tom Copley, and all. Old Uncle Tom Copley with Bill Brewer, Jan Stewart, Peter Gurney, Peter Davey, Daniel Whitten, Harry Hawk, old Uncle Tom Copley, and all. Old Uncle Tom Copley and all. Old Uncle Tom Copley and all. Old Uncle Tom Copley and all. Oh, what a marvellous, cheery number. Oh, we listened to it as a child. They never sang those verses, I'll tell you that for nothing. Well, there we are. Now, we're going to follow that with the top 10 choral pieces that are appropriate for Halloween. And I've got some wonderful, upbeat pop music to play for you. Here we go. So here is your top 10 in reverse order of creepy choral numbers. At number 10, Et in Terror Pax from Vivaldi's Goria. Oh, shut up, you love it, really. Then, at number 9, The Lord Stress You and Creep You by Ron Gutter. I have to say, even with the words changed, it's still pretty foul. Then, at number 8, one of my favourites, Ave Verum Corpse by Werewolfgang Mozart. I can hear you all writing these down to post on Twitter later on. Then, at number 7, Wachet Nichts by Muahahaha. Yes, I quite approve of Bach. He had rather a lot of children here. And then, well, an absolutely beautiful piece by Anton Brumstick. Of course, the one and only Locust Iste. And we have a little excerpt from this as performed by the wonderful Voces 8. Here we go. Music to my ears, everyone. So, there'll be some more of the top 10 creepy chorals later on. But I think what we should do is to revisit one of our favourites. And by favourites, I mean one of the ones that was already done, ready for this year. 3 Little Wraiths from Tomb. Now, if you recall, there are 3 rather sturdy character actors who performed this one. So I shall sing around the edges and I invite you to do the same. Here, everyone, with thanks to Sheila, if you recall, helped with the words. 3 Little Wraiths from Tomb. Oh, here they come.
3 little wraiths from Tomb are we, ghastly as nasty ghosts should be, filled to the brim with ghoulish glee. 3 little wraiths from Tomb, everything is a source of fear. Nobody's safe for we're very near.
What is that creaking noise here?
3 little wraiths from Tomb. 3 little ghosts who very scary, haunted a lady's seminary, frightening the life from the unwary. 3 little wraiths from Tomb. 3 little wraiths from Tomb.
Take it away, ladies. Off we go.
My turn now. 1 little ghost wears a thick black veil. 2 little ghosts are both deadly pale.
3 little ghosts give a dreadful wail.
3 little wraiths from Tomb. Those 3 little wraiths will be gone by morn, vanishing in the light of dawn.
They'll be back very soon, they've sworn.
3 little wraiths from Tomb. 3 little wraiths from Tomb. 3 little wraiths who very scary, haunted a lady's seminary, frightening the life from the unwary. 3 little wraiths from Tomb. 3 little wraiths from Tomb.
Very good, girls. Very good. Round of applause, please. Round of applause. Oh, there's no pleasing some people. I think they were marvellous. Well done, ladies. See you next year. Now we're going to follow with something that's new to the channel. You learned it just a few weeks ago. It's the Barcarolle from the Tales of Hoffmann. A beautiful, wholesome piece taught by him who's still snoozing down there on the floor. Well, I thought a Halloween version would be much more appropriate, so you may sing any of the ghoulish choir parts, you may even sing the ghoulietta part, but I shall be taking the heroic baritone line. Here, everyone, is the Halloween Barcarolle. Ghastly night, oh night of gloom, upon thy shroud is lying. Got a fright when in thy tomb the ghost was faintly sighing. Moon and stars were seen to fade, and night is end undone. Isn't she good? She's good. Bats were flighting in the shade, through darkness they are flying. Oh, putrid wafting breeze, stinging our cheeks. Oh, putrid wafting breeze, stinging our cheeks, stinging our cheeks with a hiss. Here come the choir. Deep breath, everyone. Nice. Off we go. Ghastly night, oh night, Wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for the opera company. Ah, yes, your groans sustain me. Marvellous. I see from the comments that Offenbach would be rolling in his grave, and entirely appropriate. It is, after all, the composers spinning in their graves that powers the studio here most days anyway. So, we're going to continue, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with the top 5 choral pieces, the creepy chorals, and back to that hit parade number. Here we go. So, at number 5, a very special entry. For the first time this year, The Nightmare of Gerontius by Deadwood Elgar. Then at number 6, Carmina Burana by Carried Off. I understand that ghastly choir of the earth is doing the real version. I have to say they're both as filthy as the other. Then at number 3, my favourite, Stab at Martyr. Sorry, Mum. By Franz Boobert. I like that pun because it's subtle on so many levels. Then at number 2, The Buried at Sea Symphony by Wraiths Vaughan Williams. I have to say, I'm rather proud of that one. But of course, in this coronation year, there's only one piece that we could put at the very top. Only one stirring number that brought the country together to celebrate the crowning of the king. And that is, of course, Zombie the Priest by Gore Frittening Headstone. You can't beat a good bit of Headstone. And as before, we have a little excerpt. So please be upstanding or continue to lie, it doesn't really bother me, for the climax of the opening of Zombie the Priest. Here we go. Majestic, stirring, here comes His Majesty up the aisle. Everyone stand, take a deep breath. Here we go. And oh, truly stirring. If I had hands, I would wipe a tear away of pride and of patriotism. So, ladies and gentlemen, your top 10 creepy chorals as provided by Homechoir on this Halloween special. And, well, we're going to have a little number by him and his spawn. This one is called The Ghost Bus. I have to say, though, as a demon, I have to say I'm very proud of the public transport in this particular part of the country. If you've ever travelled on public transport in the southwest of England, or indeed in other places around our beautiful isle, you will agree that there is very little more horrifying and more troubling than travelling by bus. So this, as it was composed by Ben and his children, is actually quite appropriate for Halloween. And we don't normally break out the beat combos, but let's get our funky stuff on the road, everyone, with Ghost Bus. Are we ready? Stretch our funky stuff. I believe that's Katie on the drums. She can chop really well. Here we go. Ready to go. Waiting for the bus in the absence. Bus coming. Ready to go. The bus is coming and there's no bus. Go bus. trumpet by the youngest spawn. The boy can blow, I'll give you that. Are we ready? Here we go. Ghost bus, not the first bus, not the last bus, but the worst bus. Ghost bus, not the first bus, not the last bus, but the worst bus. Has everyone got your tickets? Well, it doesn't matter because there's no bus. Oh, it's raining. Oh, poor you. You're going to be there for hours and hours and hours. Oh, here comes the bus. Here comes the bus. It's full. It's not even going to stop. I think of all the songs we've ever sung here on the channel, that's got to be the most disturbing. Don't you think, ladies and gentlemen? What did you think of that? Ah, that's marvellous. I feel exactly the same. Now, before we finish for another year, I thought it would be entirely appropriate for us to finish with a version of The Cat Came Back, which, of course, you've sung many, many times with him. But I thought we'd do a Halloween version. And so I went on the internet this morning. Unwise, of course, but I decided to employ the very latest in Halloween technology, something called AI. Now, I know you all think that AI stands for artificial intelligence, but here in the afterlife, it's, of course, afterlife intelligence. And so I asked my good friend Chat RIP to help me with the words for this particular ditty. So we're going to sing, rather than The Cat Came Back, The Cat Crept Back. And don't say I didn't warn you. Here we go. Fingers don't fail me now. Mind you, I don't have any fingers, so I don't know what's going on here. Should have had some of that coffee. One Halloween, a creepy cat appeared at night. It purred and it pranced with a mischievous delight. The neighbors tried their best to spook it all away, with costumes, masks, and silly pranks, but it would have its play. But the cat crept back the very next night. The cat crept back, it crept into the crypt, and then the cat crept back, it just wouldn't stay away. They put it on a broomstick, said go join the witch's crew. They sent it up high in the sky, but it enjoyed the view. It meowed and giggled, enjoying its grand debut. As far off in the distance, the broomstick flew. But the cat crept back the very next night. The cat crept back, it crept into the crypt, and then the cat crept back, it just wouldn't stay away. So they made the cat a potion to calm its ghostly spree, stirred the cauldron while the cat did dance with glee. The broom was turned to rainbows to a bubbly jubilee. The cat gulped down the entire thing as hungry as could be. But the cat crept back the very next night. The cat crept back, it crept into the crypt, and then the cat crept back, it just wouldn't stay away. But the cat crept back the very next night. The cat crept back, it did something unspeakable in the crypt. The cat crept back, it just wouldn't stay away. And what did you think of that, dear Homechoir? Your groans nourish and sustain me for another year. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little Halloween special. If you didn't, that makes me even happier. Let's see if we can keep the noise down, and maybe he can get his beauty sleep. He, of course, needs it more than the rest of us. He'll be back on Wednesday with this piece by Quadfleeg. Quadfleeg. I think he's made it up. Well, he'll be singing all sorts of stuff, and I shall see you next year, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, you won't see me coming. Not unless I see you first.